Everybody, Flash Rasmus here, another Trasman Trust. Today we're looking at a game called The Widow's Boutique. If you've ever watched my coverage of Ambition and Minuet and Power, you'll know I'm partial to a good visual novel. So when the developers sent me this key through, and I read the email they sent me to back it up, I thought, I'll take a look at this. So I'm going to read you exactly what they read me. Right. The Widow's Boutique is a Nordic noir historical accurate visual novel set in Christiania. Again, I apologise if I butcher any Norwegian names. I apologise straight away. Today, Oslo, Norway. Okay. In the 1820s, dresses, textiles and sewing play a prominent role, and the game has been developed in close cooperation with the Norwegian museums and exports an economic history and historic dress. In The Widow's Boutique, you are Mrs. Sem, recently widowed and back on the social scene of Christiania. I'm just going to call it Oslo, okay? I apologise, I'm struggling. It looks easy to pronounce, I'm struggling to pronounce it anyway. Having inherited a drapery business from your late husband, you must maneuver prejudice as well as a challenging economic times. The game is closely inspired by history, actual persons and happenings. You must balance smuggling and espionage with running your drapery boutique while also navigating romantic interests. It's the bit that grabbed me was the combination of the drapery business and the smuggling and espionage. That's what grabbed me. Because as you'll see by the splash screen at the start, smuggling and romance is just business as usual. Anyway, where are we? The Widow's Boutique is made by the indie game studio Tidvis Games, located in Oslo, Norway. We are historians, game programmers, and illustrators exploring how to let people experience history through games. I'm a big history fan, so for me, again, that sold me. The Widow's Boutique is available on Steam and will also be available as an app on the App Store and Google Play in a few weeks. And the developer is, again, I'm going to apologise for butchering this name, Ragnhild Hutchinson, who's a historian with a PhD from Tidvis Games. Anyway, let's dive in. So, yeah, basically, it's a visual novel, and yeah, like I said before, if you watch my channel, you know I'm partial to a good visual novel. Excuse me, there's another one, but anyway. I've not looked at this at all, so we're diving in cold. Okay, here we go. As it turns out, your husband had unpaid debts. Other than the boutique and the house, there was little of value left for you. I was being quiet because I don't know whether this has got talky bits, so I thought I'll stay quiet, because that's got me before and I've had to go back and re-record. But anyway, your late husband started a boutique to sell wines and groceries. You convinced him to also expand into textiles, especially machine woven fabrics from England, because obviously the 1820s would have been the height of the Industrial Revolution, where obviously the mills in northern England were the centre of said Industrial Revolution. That interesting fact, I live in Cheadle in Stockport. I live a few miles away from a place called Quarry Bank, which is one of the first mills set up in the country. The future is in textiles, everyone says so. If you work hard, your boutique can become the leading fashion house in town, maybe even all of Norway. So where does smuggling and espionage come in? You're just starting out as a businesswoman, alone from the Christiania. You look at it thinking, why can't you pronounce that? But anyway, savings banks will enable you to purchase a small stock of goods. Everything else is up to you now. Okay. I love that. I like the art style. This evening you are out in society for the first time since you became widowed. You are attending a New Year's party concert at the town hall with your friend Mrs. Conradine Dunker. What a great name. What's your first name? I like that, Else Murray. Well, I like that, I'll go with that. That seems inappropriate to put Flash, but anyway. It's a short work, but the temperature is freezing. Walking is difficult since water spillage from the wells in the streets has frozen over, making the road icy and dangerous. Even so, the streets are full of people. The town's elite is headed to the concert. They chat merrily, ignoring the town's more unfortunate, sometimes even stepping over them. Charming. The poor are hoping for crumbs from the tables of the rich. Begging is forbidden, so they sell trinkets, everything from roasted almonds to paper flowers. Putting on red gloves you purchased earlier today in the recently opened shop on... Stop that again. Putting on the red gloves you purchased earlier today in the recently opened shop of Glover Helen, you hear a low and imploring voice. Again, I apologise if I butcher these names. Shillings. Shilling? The little boy, maybe 6 years old, is looking up at you and holds out a shivering hand. Suddenly 2 older children bump into you. You lose your balance at the moment the girl grabs your new red gloves. Drop the gloves and grab hold of the boy. So am I being mugged here or what? Drop the gloves and grab hold of the boy. Pull the gloves towards yourself. Thinking fast, you reach out and grab the girl that bumped into you. She's stronger and faster than she appears at first glance. Though you manage to hold of her arm, she wrestles through, shouting and cursing while doing so. As if it's not enough, the girl has the nerve to push you. You stumble backwards, falling on the third ruffian, the oldest boy, who pushes you away from him. You lose your balance on the ice road, falling on your backside in the mud. Oh, lovely. The children escape, but they are too quick and agile to be stopped by anyone. As you go around the corner into another street, you see the girl with the new red gloves in her grubby hands. The older boy looks towards you as he turns the corner. Your eyes meet and he lifts his hand as if to greet you. In his palm, you see him holding your... Oh, we've been mugged, haven't we? He must have taken it when you fell on him. You double check and you realise you no longer have your small purse on you. You see the small 6-year-old boy following them. He also turns to look at you, but you can see the shame on his face. The older boy grabs his arm and roughly pulls him away. With cold, gloveless hands, he decides to move on. Recommended. Okay. You quicken your pace, hurrying on the ice roads towards the town hall. Covered in mud, probably. The glove theft was a bad start to the evening, but things can only improve with the concert of Mrs. Dunker. I doubt it. Let's have a quick look what this is. Oh, so we've got affection 40. Green, I'm going to say green's good. Okay. So we've got, okay, wealth. You have Norwegian currency in the 1820s was a spec dollar. Again, if I'm I don't know how you can, I'm not sure how you better do it, but if you can tell me in the comments how to pronounce that, feel free to. 120 shillings made up of one special dollar. 24 shillings made up of 1 ort. Were available in paper notes, while shillings were available in coins. Okay. Oh, okay. Reputation in this game is very important. It indicates how the rest of society sees you. As you make your choices throughout the game, they will affect your reputation either positively or negatively. And in small town like Christiania, your opportunities depend on your reputation. Okay. Okay. You have 1 textile. Cotton imported. Okay. So there's a lot to read. Cotton canvas. Okay. Cloth, linen, muslin. Okay. There's a lot to read there. There's a lot to read there. Wool and domestic, okay. Contacts, okay. That's obviously going to take us back to the main menu. Happy days. Right, how do we get out of here now? Oh, hang on. Move the screen's blocking that screen. So if I now, how do I get out of here now? Hang on. Okay. There we go, we're back. Okay. Cool. Town hall is full of people waiting for the concert to start. After 2 years out of society, you are not used to crowds. It is therefore with some trepidation that you enter the building. Dear Madam Sem, there you are. Come. Your friend and neighbour, Mrs. Conradine Dunker, greets you. Mrs. Dunker catches you in a half-heart embrace. She smells of clean clothes and rose water. The petite, neat little lady smiles up at you, calming your apprehension. Sorry I'm late. Oh, very pretty. Tell her about the thieves. You tell her your friend Miss Dunker what happened with the ruffian children. Both your gloves and your small purse. What a shock this must have been for you. There's little consolation other than those children hopefully enjoying a good good meal this evening on one of them with warm hands. That's fair enough. It's time to move on. We should find something else for you to think about. Let's just go further into console. I wonder how much these conversations go on to affect your character development in the story. I'm assuming they do. It would make sense of this. I wonder if we'd have not had the conversation whether something different had happened. Because surely we covered in mud because we fell on the floor, didn't we? Okay. Shillings, a few shillings for an innocent soul. A voice from the outside. What is that shouting? It is the prisoners. They are in the cells on the other side of the courtyard. Oh, lovely. They beg for money so they can pay for their food. Oh, God. Or buy liquor from the innkeeper. That seems a bit heartless. I want to go poor souls. I hope they stay quiet during the concert. Come, let us go further. You must get to know the town and its society again. Oh, no, her husband died. A man is walking purposely towards you through the crowd. Mrs. Duncan, it has been a while. Customs Officer Bush. I reckon he's probably going to become prominent, being the smugglers mentioned in the storyline. Anyway, come off the bush. It is a pleasure. I see you have taken time off from your work to join us. Do you remember Madam Sam? She's a widow, but after 2 years of mourning, she's now back in society. Officer Bush, again, pronunciations I apologise for. Stood as you. There's smiles and bows deeply. He smells of fresh air and heavy tobacco. My condolences, I knew your late husband from his visits to the customs house. Thank you, I'm still not completely used to being on my own. I assume you've hired a man to run your boutique. A woman of your standing should not have to work. Again, that's you get into the whole attitudes towards women in the 1820s, well, the whole of the 19th century. Again, is it going to make a difference? The obvious answer to that is no, because I'm a woman, and women can't do anything. Well, there's that. Well, women of society couldn't do anything back in the 19th century. It was completely different if you were a poor woman. There's a YouTube channel called The History Hit, and they've done a great piece on what it was like working in Quarry Bank in the late 1780s all the way up to like the middle of the 1800s, and it does a lot about the type of work women did. Anyway, personally, I've done it myself. I hope you have more decency than most of this town's business owners. There's no shortage of people willing to smuggle their goods into town. Okay, God, who's this? Ah, Mrs. Wiseman. Have you met Madam Sem? She's engaged in trade just like yourself. No, I do not believe we have met. My pleasure. Come by any time. We business women must help each other, especially now when the taxes on imports are so high. Us merchants are practically getting robbed by the customs officers. Humph. That is what all who. Displaying that Officer Bush and Mrs. Wiseman are no strangers to discussing trade and taxes. Mrs. Duncan interrupts them before the situation turns into an argument. Class is about to begin. We should find our seats. The orchestra is starting up. People around you hush. So I'm assuming we're going to be smuggling stuff in to help the business. There is sound, I've just muted it, but I'm not really, I've turned it right down. The concert lasts practically an hour. The audience is thrilled, and several rounds of applause for the composer, Mr. Thrain. You, Mr. Duncan, begin to find your way out. There's not much room between the chairs. For the second time this evening, someone bumps into you. This time it is your sleeve that gets wet. Someone must spill expensive cognac on you. Blimey. So basically, our first trip out of the arse for 2 years, like lockdown, we've been mugged, and we've had some cognac thrown all over us. The culprit is a well-dressed, slightly swaying man. The crowd pushes the two of you closer together, and you smell wine and liquor on his breath. Mrs. Dunker. Adjutant Dalbedi. Again, apologies. What are you doing? Apologies, Mrs. Dunker. That was absolutely not. Mrs. Dunker, you have not told me of your beautiful friend. He looks you over, seemingly noting every detail from head to toe. It has been a long time since anyone looked at you this way and so openly. He's having a perv, basically. He's having a good perv. Enchantée. Mrs. Dunker sighs. This is Madame Sem. She is a boutique here in town and is an honourable woman. And you, good sir, just spilt your drink on her dress. Mrs. Sem, this is Adjutant de Albedi. He is French, but he's also sworn adjutant of our king, King Charles, the 14th John of Spain, John of Sweden and Norway. Oh, of course, because Norway would have been a part of Sweden back then. Salute for our king. However, at this point he looks as if he's busy trying not to fall over. I do apologise, allow me. Fumbling in his vest pocket, he extracts a finely made handkerchief. He's about to rub at the stain in your sleeve. Pull your arm away, yeah. You save your sleeve from even worse stain. On the other hand, sways even more without him holding onto your arm. You notice a hint of green in his complexion. Basically, he's going to vomit, basically. And please excuse me, ladies. Here's past you, bumping into you again, but not spending anything this time. You must look through the crowd, heading for the exit. You're not the only person he bumps into, and he's followed by even more than one angry shout. Now then, let us leave. You, Mrs. Dunker, have not come far before a new voice calls. Mrs. Dunker, Mrs. Dunker. Mr. Christopherson, a man pushes his way through the crowd, waving for her attention. How fabulous to see, Mrs. Dunker. You are a rose among wild flowers. I can pronounce that, Mr. Christopherson. Oh, Mr. Christopherson, oh, it is you again. You are never too far away. And who is your charming friend? This is Madame Sem. She has inherited a boutique from her late husband. Ah, a boutique, no small thing. It can have great value. You still possess much of your beauty, even if you are no longer a maid. Charming. I'm certain your boutique and your looks combined will catch you a new husband. Again, I suppose that was again the attitude back then, was if you weren't married, there's something wrong with you. I beg your pardon. Misses your reaction as he's busy performing a deep bow. Mrs. Dunk, on the other hand, just rolls her eyes. The crowd pushes you close to Mr. Christopherson. You notice he's smelling of lemon and bergamot from his 4711 perfume. I don't even know what bergamot is. Tell me what it is in the comments. Mr. Christopherson also has a finger in almost every pie when it comes to theatre, concerts and balls in town. He is the man to know if you dream of a life on stage. Well, yes, I do know some people. Due to calls, I'm sure we will meet again very soon. Mr. Christopherson disappears into the crowd. You notice Mrs. Duncan looks annoyed, angrily after him. Only a few people are left in the room. Mrs. Duncan moves towards the exit. I think I'll go and give some coins to the poor prisoners. You never know what future holds, or where one might end up. That's a bit alarming. Will you come and make a donation? Give 1 orc. To desperate prisoners have hung their socks out through the bars for concert goers to place coins in. My God. You put the money in the sock that is quickly whisked inside. We can only hope for the pity of others if one is unfortunate enough to end up here. If you end up in here, something's severely gone wrong. Okay, status has gone up, money's gone down. Okay. Turn 1. Okay. -10. So go back over a second. Almanac. Here we go. Almanac. Information about relationships, wealth status, and the common use of fabric. I bet there's a lot. There's a lot of thought and research gone into that. Well, it is. If you what we read at the start. Start the day by checking your letters and papers. Yeah, we know if he's looked at that. Money is a measure of wealth. Higher the status will attract more customers to your boutique. Every turn spent working will consume 1 unit of textiles. Okay. You've slept well after last night's concert. Downstairs, your maid Anna is opening the boutique. You have goods waiting for you at the customs house. You've received 1 letter. Okay, so... Oh, I do like this. I do like a good visual novel. I really do. I do like a good visual novel. It's not the usual stuff I cover, but like I said, I'll put a link into Ambition if I can do Suzerain, because they're both great. Ambition is very much this type of visual look. It's a very different story though. It's fantastic. And Suzerain is also great. Anyways, hopefully if I remember I'll put them in the description somewhere. So let's check our letters. shall we? Okay. Dear Madam Sam, from the Board of Estate Administration. The Board of Estate Administration confirms that you are sole heir of your late husband, Merchant Sam. You may continue to run his boutique as long as you remain unmarried. Should you remarry, you will forfeit all rights to run your business. Oh my God. Again, I suppose that goes back to the attitudes of the period. We, the gentlemen of the board, further advise you to think of your reputation. A good reputation will bring new opportunities, as well as attract more customers to your boutique. You have a loan with the Christiania savings bank to be paid in instalments of 480 shillings. Make sure you pay these on time or additional fines will follow. As a woman of Christiania in the early 1820s, you will face many challenges. However, if you're clever, you'll find opportunities for success. I wonder how the attitudes within Norway differed from the attitudes towards women over in the UK where I'm based. Anyway, let's close that. What are you? News from the members of the Parliament have begun to arrive in town in preparation for the third meeting of the Stortinget, the Parliament of the new state of Norway. Finding lodgings is already a challenge if none have been reserved in advance. Again, I don't know a lot of history about Norway. So, again, let me know in the comments, when did Norway split off from Sweden? When did it become its own country? Because it suggests it's really recently. If you know any good links, any good videos where you can learn about the history of Norway, again, stick them in the comments. Done. Okay, so we've done that. Let's go back. We're near now, so we've got haberdashery. Okay, what's haberdashery? The mending basket is piled up once again. The dress adjutant Dalby spilled his drink on the layers on top. Most of the stain has been removed, but an ugly spot still visible. You put the dress away for later. Said you pick up a stocking with a worn heel and start mending it. Okay. We have a cat. Your cat is sprawled on the floor. Seeing you come, he starts to purr. Ah, pushykins. How's your day been? Have you been a true terror of rat and fowl, or have you wisely spent your day sleeping indoors? You bend down and scratch his head. He purrs louder. The cat moved in not long after your husband died. It was a gradual process. First he was in the backyard, soon he was eating in the kitchen, then he was sleeping on the fireplace in your room. We've got a cat here at home, and we've got other cats keep coming in the house, and they get more and more settled. Now he spends most of the nights at the foot of your bed warming your toes, but also taking just a little too much room. He's clearly moved in permanently, and you realise it is time you give him a name. So, Lord Pernus, what should I call you? Name a cat is, after all, a serious matter. Are you a Plato or an Augustus? An Alonso, perhaps Carl Johan, after our new king? You look a bit like Zenas Werner, Mrs. Werner's husband, but I suspect he might become Mifty if I never get after him. Perhaps I should call you Mr. Cotton. Your fur is, after all, as soft as best as cotton. You'll call him Cotton, I like that. Indeed, Mr. Cotton it is. I'll have to go with that. Again, I wonder how much that kind of affects again what you call your cat, or it's just a nice little feature. Opening the door boutique is like return to an old friend. It smells of both perfume and textiles like summer flowers and exotic places. Bales of fabric on the shelves and bundles of ribbons create a warmer, pleasant atmosphere. You made Anna is showing fabrics to Mrs. Dunker, but stops when you enter. Madam Sam, how nice to see you. Thank you, Anna. I think I'll spend more time in the boutique from now on. I'm glad to hear it. You have a great opportunity here. The boutique needs your presence and leadership from now on. There are only a few bales of fabric left. It's probably a good idea to order more soon. Shipping is usually 2 to 3 weeks. Customs officer informs us when it arrives. You must go there yourself to fill in the forms and pay the duty. By the way, there's an order waiting to be picked up at the customs today. Pete does not make as much as he used to. There are fewer customers these days. With you in charge, I'm certain this will soon improve. Of course, you must not forget to partake in society. Your reputation will improve when you are seen about town. When attending balls or walking the promenade, you can showcase fabrics and trims from your boutique. Okay? I'm certain this will bring many more customers to your boutique. Who knows him? Maybe you will make new friends and connections who may help you. Yes, there's a lot to be done. I must also pay my debts to Christiania Savings Bank. The installments are 480 shillings in a month. Is that a measure of wealth? I can't remember how much it actually is. That's a large sum to pay. It is possible if you work hard. One more thing. A few days ago, a man came by, asked me if you would buy foreign textiles that had been smuggled. He said, "With much course I am." What do you think so poorly, Madam Sam? I answered indignantly that this boutique does not engage in illegalities, and I showed him the door. Okay. But now you know this, smugglers are interested in your business. I must continue on mode. It's nice to see you in the boutique again, Madam Sam. Please stop by my place for a chat anytime you want. Until next time. Of course. Review customs. Go to the parlour. Customs and yesterday are stopping by. Shillings and add 3 customers. Happy days. Okay. It goes to pick up. Okay. Right, so we'll leave the house. Okay. Oh, I like this. So that's Mrs. Dunker's place. Let's go to the customs house. I love this art style. It's beautiful. Okay. House is a busy place. All goods coming into town via the sea pass through here. He says that arrive legally. Smiles warmly when he sees you. Good morning, Madam. How nice of you to come. Thank you, Officer Bush. Are you here to collect goods? Yes, I am. So you have not yet found a man to help you on the boutique. Be careful not to tie yourself. Women of your social standing should not have to engage in business. Before you can get a word in, he continues. Since it's your first at the customs house, allow me to explain how you collect your goods. All goods come into town via the sea pass through here. As everything arrives legally. Here we collect taxes and duty on goods imported and exported through Christiania. Fortunately, many try to avoid paying these duties. They're talking about smugglers. Yes, smugglers. By not paying customs duties, they are stealing from the state treasury. Customs is the most important income from the young Norwegian state. Smuggling is unpatriotic. Enough about these scoundrels. Let me help you get your goods. You have shipped with 2 import folk waiting. I collect duties immediately. Your paper. How much? That's a lot. And how long these fabrics will last us. Everything in order. You can pick it away straight away. Thank you. Have a good day. Outside you meet Mrs. Wiseman. She's out walking with a man who seems to have a perpetual scowl. Ah, Madam Sam, how lovely to see you. Mrs. Wiseman, what brings you to Bjorvika? I've come to see some of my ships. I keep them here for maintenance and rebuilding during winter. I see you came from Custer's house. I have to admit the place always leaves me feeling robbed. I agree with you. This time, not this time. But this is not the time or place to talk. Instead, you should come to visit me. I think the two of us are great to talk about, and I would be interested in getting to know you better. I wonder if she's going to help us smuggle, because we are going to smuggle. It seems pointless not to. We'll meet again. We'll meet again soon, Mrs. Sam. Okay. So we've got Dunkers. Let's go there. Madam Sam, how nice to see you. Thank you for inviting me. Coffee and cakes are brought out. The two of you engage in small talk, what people do, like people do when they do not really know each other. However, it does not come from Miss Wiseman tires of empty phrases. Madam Sam, you're a promising businesswoman. I've made some inquiries, and I think you have potential. I'll therefore skip up politeness and go straight to discussing business. That sounds interesting. I represent a small organisation of business people, the Association. We bring goods into the country in a way that... I told you. I told you. That was telegraph, that was. I knew that were coming. What? You smuggle? That is illegal. Hush not so loud, walls and servants have ears. Loads of voice to a whisper. Yes, we smuggle. But why? Have you not noticed how high customs fees and taxes are? They make goods so expensive they're difficult to sell or eat up what little profit there is to be made. Businesses are ruined. Yes, because duties are a challenge, and if being a woman in trade is not challenge enough, you're ridiculously small compared to those of others in the association. Because I said, I think you have potential, therefore I want to invite you in. If you join us, you will be able to order textiles from abroad without paying tax. Yeah, of course we do. Absolutely. Where's the fun in not doing it? I wonder what happens if you say no. I'm happy to you want to join the association. You can order goods from me anytime you like. If you can do so immediately. Ask out contraband. Borrow money? Ooh. Well, about the offer mentioned earlier, what goods do you have? At the moment I have only two rolls. They also 240 shillings. But not for me. Why are you wasting my time? Come back when you want to buy something. Right, okay. Right, so we can now buy illegally. That seems far too simple, but anyway. Let's Mrs. Duncan see what's going on with her then. Mrs. Duncan's parlour smells like she does of clean clothes and rose water. It is tidy, but shows signs of use. Miss Duncan, I came by to hear how things are doing. Perhaps I'll get some news about what's going on in town. How kind. Please call me by first name, Conradine. When we are on our own. Yeah, you are a very good friend. We have known each other for many years. I'm honoured, Conradine. Please call me Else Marie. Tea, recent events. You both say while chatting. This way you are not wasting time. She's working on some lace embroidery. You have bought a small embroidery project of your own. You take it out, sewing bag, and you always carry with you. As you tell her about the difficulties of running a boutique in these uncertain times, Mrs. Duncan nods in recognition. Yes, I know what it is like. I run a school teaching the daughters of the bourgeoisie. The languages, mathematics, history, and geography. However, since they are women, they are not allowed to graduate unlike their brothers at the cathedral school. Do you see why this is important for my students? Knowledge. Yeah, if some of the education makes girls more popular wives. This is probably true. Personally, I believe that well-brought-up women should know about the world. Education helps you prepare for a woman's life in that world. This is a busy house. Miss Duncan's children run through the room. From time to time, her husband, the geologist, Mr. Duncan, comes in, greets you rather distractedly, and then leaves just as inattentively. He's starting up a chrome colour factory. His workshop refines Norwegian chrome ore, resulting in yellow pigments used for dyeing textiles, amongst other things. Mr. Duncan explains how her husband hopes to export to Germany. However, he must first solve a few small unexpected challenges first. Germany wasn't really a thing then, though. Back then in the 1820s, it was lots of independent states. I wonder if they still refer to themselves as Germans, though. Whether the whole German identity was a thing, but again, let me know in the comments. Well, anyway, even if the words are positive, you will get the feeling Mrs. Duncan's chrome export is struggling. Until the chrome factory ceases, it's probably Mrs. Duncan's girls' schools that provides for the family. You stay well into the afternoon. Mr. Duncan knows almost everything that happens in town without being a gossip. All in all, you spend a pleasant afternoon together. Okay. So we go. Takes us back to the parlour, I'm assuming. Letters and wait until evening. Letters and papers. Nope, nothing to see there. So we end the day, wait until evening. Yeah, let's see what happens in the evening then. -6. Okay. Nothing apparently. Let's end the day. Okay, turn 2. 5 days later. You're wakened by someone singing slightly out of tune beneath your window. The sets beyond the glen. The shadows long will flee. The night will soon turn again, and to capture me. Fuzzy sleep, you peek out of your window. The songbird is Mr. Christopherson, standing in 1 foot below, makes a dramatic bow when he sees you in the window. Clearly drunk, he loses his hat, falls into the puddle floating. It falls into the puddle floating next to his wet shoe. It's attempted to call you quietly. Mr. Christopherson instead shouts, waking the whole street. Madam Sam, Let down your fabrics. Oh my god. He laughs loudly at his own joke. Pull the curtains closed. You close the curtains on him. Exactly. Good morning, Mr. Sive. Place a newspaper letters on your dresser. Thank you. Alright, letters and papers. Mrs. Sam. The next film is paid. One turn. Okay, close a letter. Okay. For instance, I've asked the landscape portraits I've painted the last few years. For this reason, I will exhibit them next week. Okay. So let's go back. Let's go to haberdashery. Let's look at this. Go to here first. You will start making a pocketbook. Use scraps taken from the old unfashionable silk shirt. The plan is to decorate it with embroidered flowers and vines. Okay. Let's go to the boutique. Plenty of original fabrics, and has earned the boutique 29 shillings, which is not enough. Review customers. When it comes to stays, Mrs. Bridget Mickelson. She's pale, beautiful like your mother. Mrs. Mickelson. She attends Conrad Duncan School along with her sisters. I need to make an apron. I can use in class at Mrs. Duncan School. It may get spilled onto the fabric. Should not be too expensive. Oh, hang on a second. Right, let's have a look. Textiles. Oh, hang on. It's sturdy fabric, well suited for garments that are close to skin and tend to get very dirty. It is easy to launder and bleach. Okay. What was the other choice we had? Silk or cloth. Cotton, canvas, silk or cloth. This is why this is useful. Absolutely, I'm loving this. Silk, cotton, what was the other? Cotton canvas. Cotton from where, but it is less one for it is very popular. Definitely not. Let's go what silk says. It's just for smooth wearing. Silk. Yes, yeah, so we're not going to use silk, that's for definite. So let's go. So let me go back here a second. Let's press this to give one button. Cotton canvas. Double check one more time I've got this right. Cotton. This is garments. Cotton. Oh, hang on. Go in. We didn't give that a choice, did it? It's cotton, canvas, silk, or cloth. Hang on. Let's go to cloth. It's very smooth wearing. The fabric is full, which hides individual threads of the weave. I'm going to go cotton canvas. English cotton canvas. Cotton canvas is very easy to wash and also is one of the cheapest fabrics we have. The price is low because the English use machines when spinning or weaving the cotton. They also increased production in North American colonies. Cotton gas would probably have been the best choice, yes. You're doing training and had 2 customers. That's still not enough though. You want bale of hay? Okay. Let's leave the house. Go to the parlour. I'm not going to order new goods because I ain't got enough cash for that. Say hello to the cat. Yeah. Yeah, you've been making tea chairs and a laggy bed. Kitchen. Came to the kitchen. Okay. Okay, so we fed the cat. Nice distraction. To the boutique. Good to do. Oh, we can't. Let's leave the house then. Go to the promenade, town hall. We don't need to go there. We don't need to go there. We're not going to bother going there. Let's go to the promenade. I'll have a wander around. Several people compliment you on the fabric of your gown. You'll have to tell them your boutique selection of fabrics. An energetic man in a fine cloth approaches you. He's none other than the town council's magistrate Flock. Did you hear he's exhibiting his landscape paintings? Yes, I did. We're talking about the famous architect. Yes, I wouldn't find to review the paintings by one of the country's finest artists. You exchange some other news. See, it matters reading the newspaper, otherwise I wouldn't know the answer to that. That's a nice touch, that is. Town hall. Town is closed due to a trial. Okay. Mrs. Duncan's, Mrs. White's customs house. On my screen. So work out if that's people. Is that people in the water or is that dirt on my screen? I think it's people in the water anyway. Let's go to the boutique. Bale of fabric. Homespun fabrics. Go up to the parlour. Wait till evening because there's nothing else we can do there. I'm not going to go Dunker's or Wiseman's because I don't really need to. Minus 22. God, that's cold. End the day. Let's end the day. Hopefully it'll allow us to do turn 3. Good morning, office. Yeah. You need to go to Christiania Town Hall to pay. Right, so let's go letters and papers first. Frank. Yeah, okay, close the letter, we know about that. What's this? Honourable and Selma, I apologise for my behaviour at New Year's concert. I hope you can find it hard to forgive me. If you can spare time, I will accept my humble invitation to go for a walk on the harbour this afternoon. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. The Norwegian timber merchants are working to change British import customs on foreign timber. Let's focus on changing the ruling that gives Canadian plank and timber privileges access to the British Isles. Merchants believe they're seeing sense of success. Okay. Okay, let's go back. Let's go to. We need to make some more money. So let's quick do some haberdasherying. Embroidery in the front of the pocketbook, fasten threads and place it on the lining on top. Okay. Stitches. Okay. The boutique. We need to make some money. We need to make 100 shillings. Has earned review customers. Yesterday stopping by. 105 shillings and had 3 customers. Okay. And from fabrics. Okay. Okay, right. So we don't want to do that. We need to go and pay the instalment first. Leave the house. So let's go to Town Hall and pay. Town Hall. There's a line of people in areas about there standing in for craftsmen, that small middle and traders like you. Okay. Oh, you hear prisoners crying, screaming, begging. Okay. Welcome, Madam Sam. You're here to repay your loan. Chat with the banker. Is that today Norway's first savings bank? Is it not? More and more people use that savings money in the bank where you can get interest. Yeah. Okay. I guess people use a smarter saving in the bank than hiding money on the mattress. Addition of 10% fee. I shouldn't have done that. I really shouldn't have. That was a mistake. Oh well. These things happen. We'll go for a walk with our French friend. It's cold and clear when it stays. The ice in Christiania Ford is thick. They're drinking brandy to keep warm. Let's get playing tag. Off-duty soldiers race each other on skates past the fortress. And towards. You believe you see Mrs. Sorensen. She's skating out towards Hovdjar. She was the talk of the town early this winter when she was first late to go ice skating. Oh. Bonjour, Madame Sam. I'm so grateful you accepted my invitation for a walk. I must apologise again for the accident at the concert. Exchange views and pleasantries and start your promenade along the docks. You say he offers his arm. Once you're exhausted all the topic of conversation, you walk together in silence. Something seems to be weighing on him, a sadness that seeps through his movements, which he's not consciously holding it in. Okay. Where are we? The two of you walk close enough that again you notice warmth of his body, smell the leather and horse. Perhaps this is the everyday life of an aide de camp to the king. His gloves were stolen, your hands are fairly cold, you rub together to keep them warm. Please take my gloves, except... yeah, go on then. What could I... How kind of you. This is I can offer to do. Yeah, fine. And... What do you want to sit on the docks there, laughing and shouting, and they remove the skates from the boots. Yep, let's keep walking. I want to save some money. Could you walk on the harbour? The Akershus fortress again. Pronunciation, I apologise. Oh, it's already. I'm sorry. Return to the fortress. Okay. Departs to the fortress. Okay. Right, to the boutique. We need to order stuff. Right, do we want to order it? Then we're going to do. We're going to leave the house. We're going to go to Mrs. Wiseman. We're going to ask about contraband. You have 4 from Padraig's. I'll take the deal. Some money, thank you. In forwarding it in a couple of days, but be quick. If you're not there, they will be gone. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the boutique. Wait till the evening. Nothing seems to happen in the evening. Nothing there. Let's end the day. Turn 4. I know who wakes up this morning and said you are possibly quarrelling from below, somebody shouting in your boutique. Inspect. Better in the room. It's always the jar you catch what has to be the end of an argument. You are drunk, you have no business here. Per do not talk like that, you wretch. You have secrets too. I do want you to give change on these notes, nothing more. Mumbles, staying steadily of vomit. Look, it reaches him. No, I see. Honest business, you will not pull her into this. Anna's given up to him to leave. Instead, she's pushing him towards the door. This is what I get for taking you in. Being your guardian, like helping. Okay. You have not been much help, quite the contrary. Get out, you scumbag, I swear I'll punch you. Excellent. What is happening? I'm in here. You're awoken. A relative, yes. Well, unfortunately, my guardian, my foster father, he and his wife took me in. They were crofters and got extra money for taking other people's children. I do not talk about him anymore. Although she's clearly afraid you realise she's worried her father's behaviour cost her a job. Yep. You can't choose your own family. I will not judge you by your foster father's behaviour. Thank you, Mistress. Promise. Let's continue the day. Yeah. There's no point in sacking her. It's far too nice for that. Again, I wonder what would happen if I had sacked her. Letters and papers, as they always tell you to do. Paid for January 5 turns. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. We might have made a mistake on that one. Oh well. As you're meeting a few times, everything up, over off the bush. I think it's all aboard one. Control aboard one of the ships. I'm not interested in witnessing such an event. Okay, I might as well keep him happy. It's gone in the old news. And that's that they've discovered counterfeit notes of circulation. The forgery revealed that notes are helpful to the light. Tampering with it's also less clumsy, expensive than official notes. Elvis. I wonder if that was one of the notes he was wanting to exchange. Let's go back. Haberdashery. Yes, again, so basically don't accept the notes from people. Is the stitching, needle, thumbs. Okay, fine. Bit of stitching. Let's go to the boutique. If you know some money is missing from the till, inspect the till. You've noticed little money goes missing each week. About this, Mr. No, I didn't know anything about that. Very well, could someone come to be taken from the till? Locked, and nobody comes behind the counter. It's not true. We'll leave this for now. Few customers. Means even sale. Customers. Leave the house. Invitation. We need that. So after evening, you have to wait till evening. Wait here. No, go somewhere else. We'll come back. We'll come back that one. Let's invitation. It's cold. Grey sun, wind, travel at Christiania for most people stay indoors. He smiles as he sees you. I'm so pleased you accept my invitation for a walk. It is always a pleasure to see you. I'd like to show you another part of my work. You can learn a lot from a man from his work. Okay. Along the harbour, the corner of warehouse, and stops. You can see where. From here, you can see what is going on the wharf, but from few can see you. Surrounded by the wind. So exiting, you walk towards the ship dock a short distance away from where you were standing. Do repairs, but they're told to stop what they're doing. Board the ship. Inspection of ship looks like. We always show up large number of men. Okay, that must be done in less than 4 hours, or the police will demand more pay. Now the ship is checked for false floors and other hideaways. Ships are often built when ships are docked for winter maintenance. Coffers in case distribution counterfeit money. Continues. Great views and explain many uses of customs control. You start to lose the thread of the conversation. Looking back at the ship, you see the captain standing a little away from the rest. You see the captain clearly hand a big wad of banknotes to the officer. Perhaps more details interests you. Sam, I was carried away. Do you want to tell me about the captain and the money? Definitely not. No, because it helps us, doesn't it, if we're smuggling. Distracted with a full confidence about taxes. Desperately to remember what he was talking about. I hope you find your passionate about work. They're very interesting. Get a call, probably find somewhere warm. Of course, I sketch you to where you want to go next. To the promenade. Let's go to Fjordingen. Wait here. Dirty spot to find and take your e-sewing. This way you're not wasting time when you're waiting. That's lovely. Town centre. Seeing the open wounds on their faces and startles you. A man meets you in Ferdinand. You can barely see him and only make out his dark silhouette. He hands over the goods and disappears into shadows. Down the street, a drunken farmer driving sledge timber has gotten lost. He must have missed a turn. So instead of taking his cargo, timber yard is taking it to the town centre. Tries to get away from to the street. More slush. Okay, excellent. The next morning, we need desperate. Good morning. Letters and papers. Yep, in 4 turns. That's a lot of money. I don't think we're going to be able to manage that. Letters first. The merchant going business I've come to realise that looks my business, so I need a wife to assist me. Matter, I've set my mind on you. I admit we have never met, however, my friends speak highly of you. I mean, no doubt the two of us could be happy together, therefore I take the liberty to ask you if your hand in marriage. Okay. No. Decline. Decline the offer of marriage, because if that's game over, isn't it then? Mrs. from Montpellier informs that living ostrich of the Michigan has arrived. Its head. Okay. Okay. Interesting. A bit of haberdashery. Okay. Okay. I'm assuming that makes us better at what we do. Okay. 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 Let's have a quick look at here. Okay, so contacts. These are 3 nice so far. Wealth. Okay. It's 13. Okay, let's get out of there. Let's go to the boutique. Rustle up some customers. 30 shillings. Review the customers. Many customers. That it? How the hell are we gonna make? How are we gonna make that enough money to go to the parlour, go up to the parlour, leave the house, go to the promenade. The people, a flower. Mr. Offerson, good morning, Madam Sam. Offerson, we go into his pockets looking for his snuff box, finding it, he pinches a snuff. Violet sneezes with handkerchief. Lovely. To go to clean those handkerchiefs as large. Oh, blimey. Because he places it together in the snuff box and back in his waist pocket. Of a mountain tail. Weeks. Crowd. A good revenue and profits. Thinch bill with infectious music. 9. Must hurry. Others rest one because slaves away. Thank you, speaking on their voice. Madam Sam ask you question in confidence. Go on then. Of love. I spirit of my heart. Okay. I know, so I need your advice. Just wait. The word businessman, he reins himself in. He's no artist like I am. Simple money. You're going too far. I love your business. Before giving time, he pulls back pocket. Okay. Farewell. That's more okay. Interesting. Let's see what happens when we borrow money from Mrs. Wiseman. Borrow money. Okay, interesting chat. Dramatic Society. I think that I'm going to put cut just in there. But you get the gist of the you get the gist of the game. Interesting. Interesting. Like, yeah, I quite enjoyed that. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you want to see more of it. But anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think about it. And I'll put links to the Steam page in the description. Yeah, and thanks for Des for giving me a key. And anyway, let me know what you think. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. And as ever, I shall see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.